So welcome to the third semi-final of the day, or the second women's semi-final, as NUS Titans FC go up against Cripz. It's been a very, very interesting day so far, and it's going to get even better. Keep in mind the fact that these are teams that do play with a lot of pride. In the previous meeting between them, of course, it was Cripz that came away winners 5-2. So very interesting to see what happens here today. It could be, well, just payback here if the Titans, well, claim their own. So all said and done, it's going to be an exciting affair. We've got 3 periods to go through. And then, of course, this will be followed by, well, the men's event, which will be the second men's semi-final. So onwards now. Just putting their intentions forward. That was Melinda Chan. Just a little bit of a search there. The Titans were doing their own bit. So very early days to count anything, but they're both very competitive teams, and we have seen them, of course, in action before. Well, the Titans came very close to it, winning the regular season, but it was the Wonder Sticks who reigned supreme in that, because it all came down to a goal score difference. Picked up safely here by Audrey Young. Well, stepping it up, that's a very good run. Coming in from Nordiana. Was fairly fast down the left flank. Just push forward that we saw from Michelle Lim. So we've got a ton of the national players in here, especially in this line. Just to look at them, Michelle Lim, you've got Shannon. Sitting Lisa, not to forget Nasha and Mindy Lim as well. We're closing in on it. Here's Mindy. Diana, well, just pulling that away before Shannon can get to it. Just a quick chase there from Ling Ling. Cripz have, well, their own tricks up their sleeve. As I said this earlier, very competitive teams, these two. Well, deciding to go in for the kill there very early. There was Cornelia. She's a quick mover, very versatile. Pulled away by Joey Khan. Wheeling. A lot of the goals in either team, of course, on either side of the half line are good friends. Well, that's just about a slight push forward from Audrey Young, but won't find the target. Well, the first 5 minutes of play, and it certainly seems like it's been, well, a good enough affair here between the sides. The intent to score will always be there. Pushing it forward here. Tanwizi. Driven forward this time by Weezy, back again. She's been fairly aggressive, well, down that area. And just relinquishing possession was Alia. Now right on top of it, it's Adeline. Shannon gets to it. Good obstruction put up there. Well, earlier by Adeline. Shannon back again. Here's Mindy. Well fed well to City Nurulisa. Requires a finish, and Nasha will provide. So here's how it all broke down. Well, Mindy taking that ahead. Finds City Nurulisa. And Nasha unleashing that stick after receiving that assist. So it's 1-0. Well, definitely one of the most prolific and finest well scorers in the women's squad, in the national squad, that is, Nasha Jeffrey. Well, if you need a sniper around, well, she's the right person for the job, I'd say, on a floorball court. Without the talents of the other players, it's quite a tough order. Having said that, Cripz have a good bit of talent in their fold as well. Here's Wheeling. Back to Jazzy. Still a battle there as Canelia tries to get the ball away. Munchin. Here's Ling Ling. Well, that's scooped up nice and easy. Here's Sean behind it. We'll just slip that to old shuttle seat. One thing. One thing. Furthering it to Venus. Just stepping in there for a tad bit was Gracia Cole. Gracia pulls it away. That's another solo run, just trying to take that through. Well done by, well, Wheezy. So barely 10 minutes in. It seemed like it's been an eternity here in this first period. Well, that's the amount of movement that's been on the court. Right place at the right time, you would believe. Nasha almost knocking that through. It's past Nordiana from Nurulisa. Nurulisa back with it. Deciding to drive that home. And every opportunity will count here. That was Michelle Lim. City back again. Nasha. Michelle just making sure that ball's away, but it's well taken by Adlin. And Mindy on collision course there with Avril Khan. Here's Canelia. Just chasing Ling Ling behind Yo, chasing Sweeling. Well, as I said earlier, they're all teammates. They play alongside each other when they do represent the country, but very, very competitive for athletes. And you can see that when they represent their clubs. Definitely got to be something in here as they try and push that through. Well, Michelle Lim taking it forward. Now a counter return that we're looking at from, well, Huizi. She's been very active, the number 16 for, well, Cripz has actually taken this forward a couple of times over. Mindy will hustle for the ball. This time City stepped in. Didn't take too long for Alia to pull that away. Off to Jie Ying. Brianna. Also quick mover. She had actually the first sight of goal. That was very early in this game. Well, didn't convert, but did voice her intentions. Here's Michelle Lim now. Michelle just getting it away. Pushing it towards Nasha, but Cripz have claimed possession. Control here, Ying Ying. Nasha right behind it. Slipped it to City. He decides to take the shot. So let's not forget, of course, that this is, well, the Singapore Floorball League 2025-2026 Premier League. And it's been a very, very active season. Just wanted to, well, give credit where credit is due. We've got a couple of partners in there. Well, Sport Singapore, of course. And then, well, TS, which is the official apparel. Oh, that could have found its way through. Canelia with the effort. Now, that was fairly bang on target as well. Also, we've got to, well, give a quick shout out to our official sports care partner, which is Starbalm Sport Care. And believe you me, well, regarding them, I actually have a real life story. I had to use it when I had, well, an injury on foreign shows, and what a joy, what relief. So I was a Starbalm convert in the sense. Excellent actually for athletes, you know, to just get their muscles warmed up before. they have one that's called a gentle heating balm, and that's the one that I have to use, not for sport. So here we go back again. The Titans, well, still lead by 1-0. It hasn't been a very productive, well, period for either team, but the chances have been many. Really trying to chase that through, and everything does count here. Well, Cheryl Seat was just trying to push one. And as long as you can really, well, persist, there's always going to be a goal on offer. Alia gets that ball away. Sent ahead by Cheryl Seat. Opportunity knocks once again. And this time they will find a way through. It's even Stevens back again here as Adeline Hung, well, is able to get that ball in. All she needed to do was execute that. Lovely setup as well. Well, from the left, and Adeline just needed to, well, tap that in. Well, Ying Ying did move down pretty fast too. So Adeline makes it 1-1, and Cripz are back in business for certain. Well, to be fair, in any given sport, unless you're playing, well, two teams against each other that have Loctite defense, one goal is never enough. Here's Wee Wee. Naylor Yasmin. Here's Sean. And she's taken the fall there. Well, these girls are definitely tough, but they've got to be careful. Keep in mind the fact that well, Yushan and Mindy did come back from very serious well, injuries. They had a good bit of rehab, really had to work their way back to fitness, and it was such a joy to see them back in action. It's picked up safely. Well, there certainly seems to be, well, something in here for, well, both teams. Keep in mind the fact that it's taken just literally close to 18 minutes for 2 goals, or to have found their way in. And I do believe the second and the third, well, period are going to be just as tough or even tougher as Nordiana to restart the action. Well, she's pulled away from Jamin, but Nordiana's still with it. Oh, that's a lovely through pass. Straight to Wanting, but Wanting will have the last say here. Unable to guide that home. That was Robing. City. Did have a bit of a chase. Michelle Lim. Well, with an attempt to well score. It was fairly quickly done by Sweeling. Well, pulled that away rather quickly. So just a little over a minute left. And it's going to be interesting to see, well, what comes out of that, well, time period. Yasmin. Well, Yo will salvage that. Yoshan. Getting back to Wee Wee. Back to Yoshan. Feed it through. There's Cornelia. It's back to Ling Ling. Yoshan. Well, only meets up there with Jie Ying. Stealing, pulls it away. And that's pretty much the end of the first period. It's been a tough one, very hard fought. And there's a lot to expect, well, going ahead. So it's NUS Titans 1, well, Cripz 1 at the end of the first period. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere as the action continues. Well, in. So here we are back to the second period, and it's going to be an interesting one as the Titans and Cripz resume their battle. It's been a heady one as they started off. Keep in mind the fact that, well, the Titans are in pink and Cripz are in blue and white. No rocket science there. And these are, well, really the premier, or, you know, the top teams that we're looking at playing today's well, event. And it's not just in this year, but, you know, these teams have been very consistent right through, you know, the past couple of years, as well as clubs, and many of these ladies as players. So just a bit of a concern there with well, that goal. I do believe Mendy tripped over as well, but we restart the action. And helping out with that was nearly Yasmin. Just nearly back again. Slips it through to Vivi. Got it back to Nelly. Here's Sean. Decides to push the envelope. Wee wee. He's got back to it. Here's Ling Ling. Will be picked up safely, so no worries there. Always works with that trick arm, Charmaine. Very deceptive throw. Well, I've fallen for it a few times too. So, you got to credit her for it. One of the most seasoned goalkeepers, and really a joy to watch in action on the court. Charmaine go. Here's Sweeling. Here's Ling Ling on the tail. That's just pulled forward by Bunchin. Quick tap back from Jazzy. But I do believe Robing has just done enough to get it through to, well, her teammate. And that was Venus Pay earlier. I did forget to mention that for the Titans in the goal right now, it's Jun Rong. Definitely a bit of a concern there as the Lisa was just helping, well, Mindy out. Could be a slight injury worry. Here's Yoshan. Getting hit to Cornelia. It's back to Nelly. Quickly sent back to Wee Wee, who's got jump in on a tail. Good call there. Well, PE just trying to, make it forward. Spieling very much in control at this point of time. Bit of a scramble there to take that forward. And I do believe there's definitely something in store. And Mindy's back on court, which is a good thing. And also has, well, the first shot on goal there. And that's always a good sign. So the Titans are back in action here as Mindy slips that back. Well, Nasha will work hard to keep that in possession. It's off to Shannon. And just trying to push that as far as she could. Good effort there from, Mindy. Well, just to confirm, she did get the ball, in her eye a while back. And that can sting. Do keep in mind the fact that the ball may be hollow. It may be, just, kind of plastic, based resin that you look at. But when a projectile hits you, it is a projectile, no matter what it is. And it could be rubber, it could be plastic, it could even be, paper that is tightly packed. And there's a great science behind it. I'm not going to get into the physics of it. But, the good thing is that, Mindy's back on court. And she pretty much has a groove back, so it's a good thing. So here we are, 1-1 still. Well, no goals scored in this, second period so far. We pretty much cruised through 7 minutes of it, but it's been a few healthy exchanges between the teams. The intent to score has been there. And I do believe that the Titans have had more shots on goal, which is kind of looking back at the statistics of that first period, and it would have definitely told us a story because they had a lot more, shots on goal than Cripz did. Well, just to run that by you, total shots in the first period are 22 for the Titans and 12 for Cripz. On target were 8 for the Titans and 3 for Cripz. And then, of course, in the second period so far, we've had just, the Titans, who've had, 9 shots on goal. Now, that's been quite a bit. So, no real, change as compared to one, but it's Cripz who actually score against the run of play, if you ask me, in this part. So they've got a goal in, and as they lead by 2-1, we're just looking at those stats, and that's, really odd when you think about it. 9 shots on goal from the Titans. Now, let's say 2 from Cripz, and they found their way through. Well, that is a good effort from Joey Tan. So, 2-1 as Cripz laid. Well, you knew that this young lady could come to the party. And she's been fairly active in that first period, too. So the Titans have their work cut out for them. So Siti Nurlisa does well to keep that ball away. Well, Alia was contesting with her. Here's Mindy. Well, was looking for the wraparound, but she did have Jie Ying to contend with. Well, that's pushed forward by Cornelia. Now pulling it away. Well, there was good play by Avril Khan. And it's straight off there to Jamin. But Cornelia stepped in. Will be challenged there by Adlin. Well, Yoshan finding Ling Ling. Here's Wee Wee. It's back to Yo. Well, she does try to push that through. It will be kept away by Charmaine. Well, just a tad bit of a worry there for Jamin. Well, had it together for a little bit. Now taking it forward, Adlin. Here's Yoshan back again. It's a quick tap back to Wanting. Wanting will proceed now. Here's Pei. Scoop that over nice and easy. Smart thinking on her part. Needed to push one through there, but a bit too late, I think. Shilin was at the right place, but did have a bit of obstruction. Now here's Sweeling as she gets it away from Shilin, but Shilin persistent. Sweeling restoring it to her teammates. And that's straight off the keeper. Which in wrong, right place at the right time. Or just in the way of Jazzy. Here's Nasha. Mindy. Oh, Mindy just putting it past the away post. Was every bit an opportunity here to make it count, you would believe, but she has, well, been tapping away. It's only a matter of time. Here's Siti Nurlisa off to Shannon. Well, Shannon and Sweeling just caught up in a bit of a, well, hustle there. Siti. Back to Shannon. Back to, well, Shannon once again, a bit of give and go there between those two. Have a great bit of understanding. Siti Nurlisa and Shannon Yo. And throw, well, Nasha into the mix, and then Mindy as well. Oh, did drive that through. Was pretty much on target there. Well, Charmaine just saving her team the blushes. So Mindy's had a couple of attacks on goal, well, ever since she's come back. I do love that about her. You know, you can... she can go through, well, a moment and then come back a lot stronger. It could be anything. And just about missing out on that, well, opportunity, that ball trickling forward. A bit of a duff shot, if you ask me. Well, if you play golf, you'd know that's one of the most common things that, well, amateurs like me would do. So, here we go, back to the action. And, well, Shannon decides to, well, feign one there. And will play hard to pull that away. I think just at the receiving end of that nudge was Melinda Chan. Oh, that is a sharp shot. Well, chanced upon that from a distance. And that is smartly done there by Jae Ying. Absolutely fine shot. It's now 3-1. So the Titans definitely pegged back here. Very, very decisive shot. And that just found its mark. And it stayed hit. So 3-1. And Cripz are, well, certainly beginning to dominate this game. At least as far as the goals are concerned. I'm not going to say anything about possession, because really it's the Titans who've actually, well, held more of possession. They've had more attacks on goal. But at the end of the day, what really counts is how many goals are scored. And some of the best games across the globe have been won against the run of play. Well, here's Ling Ling. Well, needs to get a bit of direction. Decides Yeo Shan would be the way to go. Here's Yeo. Well, Yeo just stumbling a tad bit there with Jiamin. Pulled away by Adlin. That's sent forward by Jiamin. Well, quick to pounce on that. Well spotted, I would believe, by Jinghui. That's sent ahead just in time. Well, keep in mind the fact that this is the second period of play. We did have, of course, a very interesting and very well-matched first period. But in the second period, takes that on the trot. Well, marvelous effort, but Pei, well, doesn't find the target there. Zheng Rong, well, stepping in, needs a push. And that's, well, pretty much what backup can do. Jazzy finally finds the target. Well, it did take a bit of time. It was, well, Jin Rong just got out of position a little bit there. And then, well, Jazzy knocking that home. Keep in mind the fact that she was aided by Jinghui. So it's now 4-1. And it's not looking good for the Titans in this period, as a timeout has been called. Well, about 4.5 minutes left. Stay with us as we take you, well, through the action of this period and the next one. But it is Cripz who currently are pretty much in the driver's seat. Titans 1, Cripz 4, and that's how we resumed the action after that quick timeout. I do believe, well, this game was just slowly running, not slowly, quickly running away from, well, the Titans, and I do believe, well, their coach would have had, well, an insight More important, the purpose. Well, to follow, because at the end of the day, you wouldn't want to see, well, the opposition will just run away. So third point in these playoffs for Jassi Than. Let's not forget, in the previous encounter when the sides met this year, it was well, nothing to do with the playoff championship, but in the regular, well, league season, it pretty much was Cripz which ruled the roost at that time too. They won it 5-2. Slowly becoming a bogey team here for the Titans. And it's an odd bit when you think about it, because there's a good amount of national players on both sides of the half, and they just know each other's game so well. And that's the interesting thing when you have national squad players up against each other. And that's up in the air, a one-arm punch. Well, that's one for the photo books. Shazana. Well, literally looked like one of those Olympic moments with the torch held high. Well done. She's got a good arm on her. I've always said that right from the time that she was with the under 19s. Terrific arm, actually. Well, here's Cornelia finding Amanda. Straight off the boards from Yo. Amanda will collect it. Does have Jamin to deal with. Here's Wee Wee. Cornelia. Sent ahead by Neely. Wee Wee. Here's Sean. Will be denied by Charmaine. And Charmaine denies Neely this time. Well, that's a double block from the Cripz goalkeeper. Now that's an odd bit when you look at it right now, as you see it, Well, two star goalkeepers of the national team right there. One seasoned as ever and one brimming with talent. So you've got two strong keepers. You've got a whole lot of strong players in here. You couldn't ask for a better matchup than this. So 2 minutes and about 20 seconds left in this period of play. Here's Melinda. Ying Ying. It's off to Wenchin. Well, Pei, unfortunate there, put it at the opposition stick, but not for too long. Oh, Venus finds the gap. It was picked up by Shulin. Here's Jamin. Well, that's a quick one coming in from Nasha. Missing out on the target a little bit. Tad bit of pressure here on, the Titans. Let's not forget that this is only the first of 3 encounters, but it does matter. And if it tends to be a win with a big goal difference, well, the Titans will have to work even harder for their second game. Well, that's put forward nicely by Sydney Nurulisa, but she won't find the target. And that's pretty much the end of the second period. And what a constructive one it has been for Cripz as they take a 3-goal cushion well into the break. So 2 periods done. It's NUS Titans 1, Cripz 4. Stay with us as we take you through the thrilling and final third period. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
happened?
Welcome back to the third and final period as the Titans and Cripz resumed their battle. It is Cripz who took a 3-goal lead into the second break. And that's how we start off. The Titans at 1, Cripz 4. The Titans, of course, will hit the ground running hard. There's no doubt about it. They would want to. Looking at the Wonder Sticks, the NUS, Titans and Cripz, they've really been the pick of the teams this year in the league season. Not taking anything away from, XL, who also done very well, who excelled, to be fair. Wee, looking to find the target. We'll just need to, work a tad bit more. That's going to say a lot of play for the time being. There's definitely, got to be more goals in here. There's no doubt about it. And we will see that right through. Question, of course, is, will the Titans be able to get back? 3 goals to go. We've always said this, anything is possible in the game of floorball. Here's Sweeling. Pushing that through once again. This time it was Joey Tan looking for her brace. It's been a fairly interesting, start to the third period. And Cripz playing a bit more controlled. They would want to preserve their lead as well. Yoshan and Alia will battling it out. Yo does get the benefit of that. Wee takes it away for a bit. It's back to Yo. Will be through pass there to Nelly. Nelly will receive it from Canelia. That sailed straight out, as I can see two of the Ryan Star lads walk in. That's Satish and Surya, who just made their way in, and we'll see them later in action. Oh, what a miss here. Well, really going all guns blazing now are the Titans. Nasha unable to find the target, but here's Shannon. Well, feeds it back to Pei. Will decide to push it forward too. Well, Nasha storing it back to, Michelle. Here's Sithi. Well, Yershan back in. Straight off to Nearly, back to Yo. Always a bit of joy here when it comes to, watching, both these teams. But 5 minutes into that third period of play, no goals have been struck as yet. I think the urgency, would be for the ladies in pink, to do that. It's going to be a bit of time out for, Alia. Time out on the bench, I meant. So time for, NUS Titans to seize the moment. And if they can do it, there's definitely got to be an advantage in here for them during this part. Because Cripz are one team member short. Salia for an incorrect substitution. Well, she'll be, just biding a bit of time out. Not for too long, 2 minutes. Customary. That had to find its way through. And a bit of joy here for the Titans as it's 4-2. Well, they did need to reduce the deficit. And it was going to come sooner or later. Just going to break that down for you. Well, that's a solid sharp shot there from Yoshan. Well, absolute confidence in that one. Didn't need to think twice. So 4-2. And 2 goals behind now are the Titans. So that's the first goal in the third period. Straight off Mindy. Shannon's right behind it. Oh, that's a bit of damage control done there by Jie Ying. Here's Pei. Finding Mindy. Jie Ying back with it. Nasha trying to hold it off. Michelle will take control. It's back to Mindy. Here's Pei. Pei trying to drive that through. Will take control of it back again. She finds Mindy. Mindy decides to get it to Shannon. Shannon letting it slip to Pei. It's back to Shannon. He decides to go for goal. Showman's got it covered this time. That's Nasha. Well, off to Michelle. And now Nasha back again. Shannon. Well, Michelle looking for, the target. Sheelan. And one thing was we're looking to get it past Charmaine. quick play there from Adeline. There's Sheelan. And the ball just pulled away from her by Avril Khan. Ball that could have found its way through, but Shamin standing right in the path of City. So Adeline just finding a bit of a helping hand from Ying Ying. Shamin also trying to push it hard. Lisa chasing it down. Wee Wee has got it covered. Lisa still with it. The ladies in pink are being persistent now. They do know that, well, time at the end of the day will run out. And with a little over 11 minutes to go. Well, Cripz are also looking for the target once again. Here's Wee Wee. Quick flick from the stick. It's picked up by Amanta. Well, Cornelia says, I'll take it from you. And slip it back to Yoshan. We're going for a goal once again. There was quick movement from Yo, but Shamin, well, just alert to the danger this time. Oh, lovely pass there from Yoshan once again. And Cornelia decides to try her hand out. Battle for possession, and Nasha's got it covered for the time being. Mindy will take over. Well, Nasha steps in. It's back to Mindy. Well, Shannon around the area. Shannon decides to whip one through. Meets with a bit of obstruction. 10 minutes of play left. 2 goals behind are the Titans, as Cripz still hold on to that 2-goal lead. Oh, that's certainly turning out to be a tough battle here. Cripz really now pushing as hard as they can. But all said and done, it's still 2 goals. And I'm not going to say 2 goals too many, but well, Cripz definitely making the ladies in pink work extremely hard. Well, for the goals that they've been able to, well, score. Here's Sweeling finding Joey Khan. Sent forward by Jazzy. And that's, well, definitely time on the bench after that push by Robing. So it's back to familiar times. 2 minutes. Well, 4 players with the goalkeeper for the Titans as Cripz look to, well, take advantage. Well, Robing, well, I do believe was actually pulled for a push, but that's what you call turning a disadvantage into an advantage. And, well, the Titans are slowly getting back into business. Well, beautifully done there. All it needed was, and we just spoke about that earlier, you need someone who can be a sniper, and you've got to look for this girl. So, Nasha, well, she's been prolific in her strikes, well, ever since she stepped into the team. So, here we go. Titans 3, Cripz 4, and now they're 1 goal behind. So it's a brace for Nasha. Here's Pei. Shannon. Jing. Here's Sweeling. Jing. Back to Sweeling. And I think Shazana's done well to keep that area safe. It's a bit of a hard push coming in from, well, Cripz. But having said that, the Titans chasing it down. Here's Shannon. Well, Cornelia. Wee. Cornelia back again. Here's Yoshan. Flick from Yoshan to find Bulneli. And Robing was waiting to come back on. So the Titans are back to full strength. We've got Amanda alone for her. Oh, that's such a near miss. Amanda really trying to push that through. Well, they've come close, but not close enough to finding, well, the target, but it's still, well, about keeping that pressure on as best as you can. And I think that's been key. So what's the odd bit when you think about it? And there it is! That equalizer. It took a bit of time, but it's finally come as the Titans now will make it even Stevens in this game. Well, Siti Nuraliza was right out there, but Robing missed out on it. Well, Siti couldn't get it past Charmaine. Took it all the way around, just needed a gentle tap, nothing forceful, but it's found its way through. Titans 4, Cripz 4, and Siti Nuraliza puts her name on the scoreboard as well. It sure has been an exciting time here for us. What a joy. So 5 minutes of play left. Well, and definitely, well, PE will serve a bit of timeout. And we do have a timeout as well. So, Titans 4, Cripz 4. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left. It's anyone's game to win in this first semi-final matchup between NUS Titans and Cripz. So 4 minutes and almost 4.5 minutes to be precise. But the Titans get back into action with Cripz. And PE, of course, will have to sit it out for a hit. So it's pretty much back to, well, square one. But the last time that well, the Titans were forced into a box formation, they went and scored. Sweeling. Jaying. Looking to get that through. There's Sweeling back again. Well, here's Jaying, and that's well collected by Shazana. Let's move that back into play. Wee with it. Good interception there by Wunchin. Jaying, knocking that ahead. And it stopped nice and easy as Jazzy was looking to find a way. Well, sometimes all you need to do is just push the envelope a little bit. Sometimes you just need to push as hard as you can. And with 3 minutes left, as I said, it's anyone's game, well, to win. Well, Mindy takes a tumble, but she's back up and about. Well, here's PE. So just under 2 minutes left. And it will be extremely interesting. So one thing is for certain, yes, well, Ling and the NUS Titans do know that they've got to score if they have to pull off a win here, and even if it is a last-minute win. It's kind of strange when you look at it. The first period, it was both the teams who went ahead full steam, and then in the second period, I think the Titans just taking their foot off the accelerator a little bit, and Cripz just went, you know, hammer and tongs at them. And now in the third period, it's well belonged to the NUS, well, Titans so far. But with over a minute left, I'm not going to put this beyond Cripz to even claim it. Alia will sending it ahead. Yes. Well, Sheelan. It's off to Canelia. Wee Wee. Well, Yoshan just missing the connect there. Did want to drive that home, but Canelia will send it to Yo. Straight off there to Nelly, who almost drove it home. Now Amanda. Amanda really looking to push that forward, but Yoshan's got it under control. And that's going to fly in from a distance. Well, we just trying to knock that through, and that's the end of the third period. And we finished, of course, even Stevens here with both teams settling for that. So it's, well, pretty much the Titans 4, Cripz 4. And I do believe that, well, the referee's got a word there for, well, the captains. Well, normally in any game, you always want to have a decider when you get to the knockout stages, and that's when you go into, you know, added extra time and penalties. But having said that, you've still got, well, 3 games to go. But you always want a decider, and that's what, well, the referees are talking to, well, the 2 captains about. Result in each game. This is the knockout stage. It's no longer, well, the group stage, the playoff championships, and every game will need a result, regardless of the fact that you've got a best of 3. It's going to be a fairly long day at the office for these ladies. Well, on the court, here's Nelly Yasmin. Well, Amanda. Charmaine will keep her at bay. Well, Nelly taking her shot as well. At the other end, here's Jazzy. Jing. And that's finally through. Well, Mindy missed out on a few golden opportunities earlier, but here she is finally as she makes the cut. And that is a fine way to go. So Mindy Lim missed out on so many earlier, especially in that second period after she had, well, just a slight injury, a minor one. But here she is, picks it up, sends it home, and it's a bit of joy here for the Titans. Well, it did take a bit of time, but that smart play as she stole it away straight out of, well, Julia Thong's stick. And that's how we finished off. Remember, a decider had to be reached. And it's the Titans 5, well, Cripz 4. What a match this has been. And believe you me, I thought that this was going to go on for a little bit longer. But I do believe Mindy Lim, got to credit her for, well, wrapping that up. So it's NUS Titans 5, Cripz 4. The result in the first semi-final between these two teams. Don't forget, they will play tomorrow. And if Cripz win the game tomorrow, there'll be a third decider played out next weekend. But for now, it is Titans who celebrate this hard-fought and well-deserved win. I'm Glenn Mascarenas. I'll be back with you in just a little bit to take you through the fourth and final game of today. And that is, of course, when Orion Star get into action. That's going to be a fairly interesting game because that's the second, well, men's semi-final, well, of the day. So don't go anywhere. Join you in just a little bit.
Okay, so extra time is always the hardest way to go lah. So what were your thoughts about this match?
I hope.
I think overall we played well. We fight really hard, hustle for every ball. But I guess floorball is always 50-50, right? The ball is round, and I think our team put out a very good fight. Yeah, just unfortunate. Yeah.
Okay, so you were up 4-1, but then in period 3, right, when they were slowly catching up, what was going inside your thoughts when they were slowly catching up?
For me is that I think because the floorball game is 20 minutes and 3 periods, right? So anything can happen. So even though they were catching up, but we still just continue fighting hard. Like nothing changed in our game plan. Yeah.
And anything you all want to do better for tomorrow's game?
I think we'll follow what our coach say. So we'll just follow the game plan and then rest well today and prepare for tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you. You cut out for a bit first because my just. Okay, so congratulations on the extra time in. So when Cripz was 4-1 up at the end of the second period, what was the instructions from the coach to help you all move the game into extra time?
I think we had to communicate more among our lines and take more shots, basically.
Okay, so then what do you think of the Cripz play today?
I think they capitalized on our defense. Like we weren't marking tightly enough. So yeah, I think we could work better on our defense for the next game.
And okay, what was going through your heads when you finished up scoring the extra time?
I think we just had to stick together and defend well for the last 10 minutes. Yeah, and just get that goal. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.